Good morning, good evening, good afternoon. I am back reading this devotion from a woman that I know in person. She is a doctor and she wrote this devotion book that's called The 12 P's Towards a Spiritual Transformation. And I'm on chapter 2. I'm just going to read it out. Maybe I'll stop and make my own commentary. So it reads, well, the title of the chapter is Prayer. Prayer is the breath of the spiritual life. It is both an intimate conversation with God and a powerful weapon that strengthens our faith. Through prayer, the believer expresses dependence on God, love, gratitude, as well as personal needs and struggles. God desires that we speak to Him as a child speaks to a father. He wants us to come to Him with confidence, sincerity, and perseverance. Prayer is more than a religious ritual, it is the lifeline that connects us to the heart of God. Through prayer, we communicate with the Creator of the universe and express our gratitude, concerns, and hopes. It is in this sacred space that we build intimacy with Him and align our hearts with His will. Yet, how often do we treat prayer as a last resort instead of our first response? When life becomes exhausting, we may be tempted to rely on our own strength. But Philippians 4, verse 6 reminds us that prayer should saturate every situation, not only the major crises, but also the small, everyday moments. Jesus modeled a life of prayer. Throughout the Gospels, we see him withdraw to quiet places to spend time with the Father. If the Son of God needed prayer to sustain his mission, how much more do we? Prayer is one of the deepest and most essential practices of Christian life. It is far more than a simple religious routine. It draws us closer to God, strengthens our faith, and transforms our lives. Here we, here are some profound reasons that highlight the importance of prayer in our relationship with God. Prayer allows us to communicate with God, draw near to God, and He will draw near to you, says James 4, verse 8. Matthew 6, verse 6 says, But you,